In this video, I want to answer a question about creating an intro video and how I would do that. So let's talk about the three main components that we would have inside an intro video. The first thing I would start with is some kind of music. Now, I've created a video on how I would get music into Camtasia, different ways of acquiring music and making sure that we follow all the rules to make sure we're not using music illegally or improperly. So check out that video, there's a link in the description. Then you also want to decide when you're choosing music what style you want to have or what kind of feeling you want that to invoke. So there are different ones. There are certain things that are like a swell that we'll talk about, like a rise, and there are some that are more acoustic, some that are more driving, more electric guitar kind of driven music. So consider what kind of feeling you want to use and then find music that complements that. One of the best places to start is honestly right inside Camtasia. If you don't have a budget, you don't want to purchase musical assets, then look at what Camtasia has. They have a great variety of music, everything from like 80s to more R&B styles. So everything you can imagine, maybe not everything you can imagine, but several different styles of music you'll find right inside the Camtasia library. So start there looking for your music. The second item is the background, and we want to have either some kind of still or static background, or we can have an animated background. Now, again, just like we said before, you can start right inside Camtasia. They provide you with backgrounds, both static or still and animated backgrounds. So find one that works for you. In a moment, we'll go through an example where I use a transition from a previous video, and we'll use that as an animated background. A link to that video is also in the description. And last, what we want to do is choose how we want to animate or reveal either a logo or text. And I do have a couple of videos where I show how I could do that or how I would do that. Usually what I'm doing is zooming in and fading in at the same time. Of course, there are lots of different ways for you to be able to create an intro video. I created 3 samples and I want to show you how I created those. So let's think about those 3 elements: music, background, and revealer as we go through these 3 examples. So this first file I have, this is just a swell or a rise that culminates, or it gets at its maximum right here, and that's when I reveal the logo. So let me go ahead and play through this and then we'll analyze it. All right, the first thing you'll notice is that it's short. So all of these intros are around 4 seconds long. You don't want to have your intros be too long. In fact, if you could make it even shorter than 4 seconds, that would be ideal. So let's step through this and see what we did. First of all, I mentioned on the music side of things, I have the logo just appear right when the music crescendos or gets at its loudest point. Before that, we have a white background. I could change the background of the entire project. If I go up to project settings, I could change the color of the background to something that is more white, and I could apply that. But because I'm using this for other video projects, I don't want the background to be white throughout the entire project just for this short time. So what I did was I just created this white shape, and I did that through annotations. I found a square annotation and just sized it so that it covers the entire screen and makes it white. So that's the first thing. Then the next part I have is a background that's an animated background. Let me just grab it and drag it in so you can see what it looks like. I'll go to the end of my video and I will put that here at the end so you can see it. First of all, you can see it's only 1280 by 720, so it's not the full 1920 that I typically use. And all I did there was I resized it so it would be the size of the entire screen, and that looked fine. The next thing you can see is that it just kind of zooms in and has this ripple effect, almost like a watery effect throughout. And I thought, oh, that would be a good place to show either text or a logo, either one. And then you probably noticed that when we started, it wasn't bold like this, so I had it fade in. So I added an animation at the beginning and end that had it fade in and fade out. But more importantly, you probably saw that it was red and not this bluish greenish color. So what I did was I went over to my visual effects, I chose colorize and dragged it over, and I felt like based on the music, it's kind of like a creepy music, that it was more of a red kind of feel, so I chose this reddish color. So then I just faded in and faded out with this red animation. And to do that fade in and fade out, you can see that I went here and I looked at its opacity, set it to 0, and then it fades in, and then it begins to fade back out. So I had another animation and had it fade back out to 0 at the end, or maybe 2%. And then lastly, with the logo, the way I revealed it was I just had it appear, and then I added 2 things. I added an animation to make it larger, so it starts at a scale of about 80%, and then it goes up to a scale of 85%. So we just have it going up that little bit as it goes through, and then you can also see that I fade it out So it goes to white, it fades to white. And the way I did that was with a transition. So I just went over to my transitions and dragged the fade transition to the end of this clip. So that's one way to animate a logo or have an intro without music, but with this swell in the background. So we'll just play through it one more time. And you can see how I brought those different elements in that way. All right, so let's look at this second video. We'll go ahead and play through it. So you can see here I just grabbed a clip from an audio track that I purchased that has some acoustic guitar and some drums in the background. For the actual background itself, I used a Camtasia screenshot. That was it. Since I'm talking about Camtasia training, you can see here as I go back to this point, I just have Camtasia here in the background. So I just chose a still background in this case. And then what I did was I brought in each of these videos. So I took a video here and put it to one corner, this one to this corner, and then each to their corners. So I just started with it full screen and then dropped it down to 50% to put each of those in the four corners. And then what I did was I added two parts here. So you can see when we do this, it gets darker and the text appears. Now, one thing I look here, that's probably too dark. I might change this opacity. So I probably only want to go to about 50% opacity. So let's do that. That looks better. So you can see that I added a shape here, just like we added a shape here that was just a white rectangle. In this case, I added a black rectangle. It's just a black rectangle that has some bit of opacity to it. So it just covers the entire screen. And what I do is I start with it being completely transparent, and then I have it go up, like I said, maybe 50% was a better number than 75%. And the reason I wanted to do that is to help this text stand out. You can see here that for the text, I used a group. I'll show you the previous version here. So I'm gonna hide this, and I'm gonna play through this last bit and let you see what it looks like without the grouping. So when I play through, do you see how those letters kind of jump as they go through? It like staggers. If we group our text, it won't do that. So if I instead hide those two tracks and re-show these two, it's a lot smoother when I have the text as a grouped item than when it's not grouped. So let's look inside the group. So I'll click the plus sign to look inside. I see that I have text here, and that text has an animation. It starts off with its properties being 0% opacity, so I am fading it in. I could have used a transition to do that, but I chose to fade it in this way. And that's all we have in this group, is just this one animation with the text. Okay, so now when we look outside the group and look at the group element itself, I see that I have another animation here, and that's what's making it larger. So when I go to the beginning of this group, I see its scale is 90%. And then when I get to the end, its scale is 100%. So like I said at the beginning, I usually like to use fading and scaling whenever showing text or revealing a logo. Okay, let's look at our last example. So I'll play through it, and then we will dissect the different parts of this last intro video. All right, so you can tell with this one, I used an electric guitar with these heavy rock drums in the background. That's one thing to keep note of. The next thing is for the background, I had these different videos sliding in. So you can see the videos sliding in from one side. And you may also notice I tried to match the animation of these to come in with the beat. So animate to the beat if that makes sense for you. These videos I used, this was a part of that transition that I talked about before. So I have a link to that transition video in the description, so you can go back and see how I did this. And so this was the animated background I used. It really was just the transition. And then you'll also notice here at the top, I have another group. So what is in this group? Well, let's expand it, see what's inside. And you may not be surprised that it's just a text box. Nothing special about this text box at all. There's no animation, there's no transition. It's just text, and it's just grouped so that it will be nice and smooth. So you can see in this case, I added a fade transition at the beginning and end. So it will fade in and out. And then I also have it getting larger over time. So I made a very long animation. It's the entire duration of this video. And when I look at the beginning and look at its properties, it starts at a scale of 100. And then when I get to the end, its scale is 110%. So just a 10% increase as we go from one to the other. And I like that animating style. You may remember from the last example that I put a black background to dim all these other videos. So if you go earlier in the video, those videos aren't dimmed, and then for the text, I dimmed it. But for this, I have the text right at the beginning, so I wanted all my videos to be dimmed. And if we look at this first video and scroll down here on the side, you can see I added a color adjustment, and I dropped the brightness, I dropped the contrast, and I even dropped the saturation. So I dropped all of those to make this not as vivid. If we want to turn that off, you can see that it's going to be harder to see the text when everything's so vivid. So same thing on this video, I added the color adjustment there as well. So without that, that one's not too bad, but on this one, it would be a lot more difficult to read that white text on the white background. You can also see on the text itself, I did add a drop shadow to make the text stand out a bit. So that was one way to make all the videos darker without adding an annotation. And the way I did that was I just went over to my visual effects, I found the color adjustment tool, and I dragged it to the video. I did that before the animation because I didn't want to animate the color adjustment in. Again, let me remind you to check out the links in the description below. That provides you with more detail on a lot of different things that I did. I even provide you with a bonus by providing a project file from Camtasia 2019, so you can use it in that previous version, or you can upgrade it to any of the current versions that you may have of Camtasia. And it's just a logo revealer, and it just is dark, and then it fades in, and it has some blur and some scale, and then it fades back out as it goes through. So a free project for you there in the description as well. If you have other questions, throw those in the comments below. I'll be sure to check those out. And when I can, I'll create a video like this for you, or perhaps just send you a message and answer your questions that way. Happy to help you however I can. Thank you for watching. I'm Ron Hogue. I'll see you in another video. So long.